Hello. 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 Very good morning, everyone. Welcome to the first networking event of Sangam Digital Twin Initiative. We are really happy and glad to welcome you all to this event, and it is really overwhelming to see such a good response for the Sangam Digital Twin Networking event in Delhi. So, as you all know, this is the opening plenary session. This is the first one, and this time we will be having a little different setup than the outreach programs. So I will brief you about the schedule of today, and after that I will hand over to Asit Kadyan sir, DDG, for taking this forward. So firstly, we will be having 4 breakout sessions in the morning today. So the breakout sessions are, first one is the transport and mobility session. Then we will be having the healthcare session, environment, disaster management. All these 4 breakout sessions will be taking place parallelly, if in different halls. So all of you are, after this opening plenary, all of you are requested to proceed to the above halls, which are shown here. So the transport will be taking place in hall number E, which is there on the 3rd floor. Then healthcare will be in hall number B, which is on the 2nd floor. Environment will be in hall number D, which is on the 1st floor. That is the Idea Lounge. And disaster will be taking place on the 2nd floor, that is in hall number A. So this is how we will be moving about in these sessions. So in the first 4 breakout sessions, there will be moderators, co-moderators, and session chair, which will be headed by a DOT representative. So in case you require any assistance, you can contact them, right? So now to take this forward, I would request Asit Kadyan sir to please come on the stage and give a brief introduction about Sasangam Stage 1.
Thank you, Kumud. And thank you. Welcome to all. It's very exciting to see that the response of the Sangam Digital Twin EOI, more than 200 applicants were there. And we have selected 112 organizations and 32, and many more are joining. So today we are starting first networking event as planned as a part of the Sangam Digital Twin initiative. And this has 2 parts, digital twin and with AI driven insights. So what is the primary goal of a digital twin? Digital twin is to assist human in making decisions for the physical systems. That is the role that what it will be playing. But when it is a matter of AI, and we see that what has changed, scenario planning has historically been deprioritized due to time and resource requirement. But AI is changing this game for modeling of the future. So digital twin helps in human decision making, and AI is changing that how scenario planning can be done. And how it is changing, how AI is changing, is that AI gives you more levers to pull. AI lets you dig deeper and faster. And AI turns scenario planning into a collaborative process. So now we are heading towards a continual agile planning. So instead of a rigid, fixed, long planning, we can have a continual and agile planning. So how this Sangam initiative as such is planned and aimed is three things: imagination, ideation, and iteration. So limited imagination with limited data possibilities was there. So how we can enhance the access to the data, or not actually to the data, access to the knowledge. So we need not to collect data at a centralized place. Even then we can extract intelligence out of this. So how intelligence architecture is to be built, that we can extract the data which is spread across various organizations. The second is that how experimental iterations can be done, which are currently very few and very limited in the breadth. And next is that how we can improve the feedback loops. So today there is almost no feedback loop. So all these three things are aimed as a part of the Sangam Digital Twin initiative. We know that there are many layers which were mentioned in the expression of interest. Just for simplifying that, we have a physical world where environment and physical twins are available, and we can expect in some of the cases that it will be instrumented and sensors will be there, and actuators will be there to control the physical world as decided or as suggested by the digital twin. And above this, there will be a data fusion layer. And when we call a data fusion layer, we are not asking for the data, and we will try our best that no data is collected or no raw data is collected. Only intelligence is gathered out of this spreaded data. And for that purpose, privacy enhancing technologies are to be deployed, and that is one of the most important module of this Sangam Digital Twin. And it can collect intelligence from spreaded data and without revealing data to anybody. And above this layer, there may be three kinds of twins. Reactive twins, which may be for the operational purposes, where you are analyzing and you are taking actions immediately. There may be a what-if scenarios, what-if twins, where simulations can be done. And there may be a predictive twin, which are the important for the planner. Our more focus is on the predictive twin, but this predictive twin will be interacting with the other kinds of the twins as well. So we are not aiming predictive twin as an isolated twin. It may be a interconnected twins and talking to other kinds of the twin. And above that, for the rendering and the visual interactions and for the collaboration, virtual world will be created. So these layers are there, and we have formed various horizontal use cases around this, that how we will be developing it for the stage 2. You know that this is 2-stage UI, and first stage, today is the start of the first stage, and this stage is exploratory. And the purpose of this stage is to make things clear, creative, and people, the participants should become confident. So 4 networking events, as mentioned by Kumud, have been planned, and today is the first networking event. And these 3 things we should keep in mind when we are discussing use cases or we are deliberating. That it is an exploratory stage, and we should not be limited to our capabilities of our present product. We should think beyond that. And how we can work with others, that is also important. So many use cases what we are aiming cannot be delivered. We feel so that it cannot be delivered by a single organization. Multiple organizations have to come together, and then only it can be delivered. And that spirit should be there. It may look that use cases are too many or scope is too wide, but it will be narrowed down in the stage 2, and when we will be targeting for the development of specific use cases. So what is the purpose or objective of the first stage. And there are 5 things which are important. Why we are here why we are meeting here, and what is the purpose of the networking event. First thing, as I mentioned, that probably it is not possible to be delivered by a single organization. So every participants need to discover the other participants who is having a complementary capabilities across the components. So vertically or horizontally, what is required, and those capabilities with who is equipped with those capabilities, so they can tie up and they can work together with them. And when we are discussing and deliberating, we should think beyond our current capabilities. We should be ready to tweak our products and come up or reimagine or rethink that architecture of what we are following today. End objective should be in the mind, and for that purpose, whatever changes are required, we should be ready for that purpose. And so it is, the purpose is to identify the participants who are having a complementary capabilities, and purpose is also to think beyond the current capabilities of the any solutions or any product. Next is to identify the technology stack. Every use case, we have to identify that what is the technology stack for the development and the deployment of the digital twin. And high level architecture is to be drawn, that how it will work. So schematic diagrams, block diagrams, how they will be, what will be the components and how they will be interacting. That is the expected outcome of this exercise, networking exercise. So when we will be discussing use cases and the modules, horizontal modules, we have to come up with the high level architecture. Next is that whatever we are planning, we have to make an assessment that these use cases are feasible. And feasibility, for the feasibility, one of the important areas is the availability of the data. So we should identify that what kind of the data we require, who are the potential providers of this data. That list can be made. And even if nobody is available from that organizations, we will work together to onboard those organizations and have an interaction with them so that that data is available. So data is one of the important requirement. And when we are talking with such organizations, we should understand their concerns. Even you will find that independent of any public or a private, people are having concerns when they want to share the data. And we have mentioned that there are three kinds of things which are affecting the data sharing ecosystem. One is the privacy sensitive data. Second is the commercial or business sensitivity of the data. And third is the alignment of the incentives, which affects data sharing ecosystem. So when we are talking to them, we should be ready with the architecture, and we should be ready to demonstrate our capabilities, that their concerns are addressed and incentives can be aligned, and the architecture offers the framework where they will be incentivized when they are sharing the data. Next important point is, if use cases are to be developed and we feel that there will be a requirement of funding, we should assess that the kind of the amount which is required to develop such use cases, and from where this fund can be sourced. This may be from government, or it may be from industry or self-financing. So there may be various models, but we should make an assessment that this kind of this amount of fund is required, so that we can make an arrangement for that. And the governance framework is also important for that purpose, how to operate these models and govern the structure of this digital twin. And the last point is sandbox environment. So there may be a sandbox, or there may be a regulatory sandbox. So in some cases, only experimentation is to be done, and the objective is for innovation. And in the second case, there may be an implication on the existing regulations, or there may be a requirement of some kind of a immunity during the experimentation stage. So how we can define or how we can announce the sandbox and regulatory sandbox. So for what is when we have to create a sandbox, there may be a requirement of a cloud infrastructure. Today, with us, cloud infrastructure providers are available. They will give a very short presentation that what capabilities they have and how they can make it available. So we are expecting that they will be offering us solutions which are relevant for the Sangam digital twin. And I expect that it will not be costing to the participants. When we are discussing and deliberating what is critical to the success of the Sangam digital twin is that people will be proposing some use cases, and initially you may find that it is not useful or it is not feasible. But we are trying to solve a harder problem. Otherwise, the problem which we are aiming might have been already been solved. So when you attack a harder problem, you have to stay with the problem. You have to nurture and nourish the idea. And if there are some things which are not made clear by the person who has proposed the idea, it does not mean that idea is bad. We should be ready to listen to the others, and we should encourage others to solve the residual problems or the secondary effects of the idea. So we should work together, and it is not as one man's idea. It is the purpose that we should work together and try to solve the problem. So we should hold, and we should give sufficient time to discuss about the idea and the possibilities of solving the problem. And here the important and deviation from the traditional method is that, for example, if transportation problem data is to be processed for the transportation problem, and data resides with the telco people, then what is the requirement is that telco people should also know about the transportation. They should have an interdisciplinary understanding. So it is to be encouraged that more and more interdisciplinary understanding gets developed across the industry. Then this federated learning will successfully work. So multidisciplinary aspects and interdisciplinary aspect is the core of the success for the success of this Sangam digital twin. And people should not make comments or should not take positions that this is my idea or this is my use case. We find many times that this is our use case, this is something secret. Use cases, when we are targeting to solve the public problem, cannot be secret. Algorithms or smartness, what you are bringing, that may be related to the patents or something. But use cases are not considered that if you want to improvise the traffic situation of Delhi, that is something proprietary to somebody. So solving problem is not a proprietary to anybody. So we have found people are comment many times that this is my idea, this is my use case, I will not share. When we are working here, we should be ready that we will be exchanging our information, exchanging our ideas, and we have to bring the people together. And when we want to bring people together, they may be from different fields. And it is good that in this Sangam Digital Twin Initiative, you will find a range of the capabilities of the participants. People who are from 3D digital geospatial twins, from data and AI, from mathematical simulations, physics simulations, virtual creators of the world. There is a very wide range of the participants, and that is the biggest asset of this Sangam initiative. They have to come together, and we have to bring people in the terms that data creators and data analysts have to come together. Theorists and the practitioners have to come together. and the people who are from simulations and experimenters have to come together. So that is what is required when we want to make this initiative successful. So we should come with an open mind, and we should exchange ideas, and we should help each other. We should not hold the position that it is my idea. It is in the interest of the country, and everybody will be benefited. That we are ensuring with the architecture that how it will work, and over a period you will find that the whole architecture takes care of the incentives, the people who are participating in this ecosystem. So when we will be discussing architecture as a part of the every use case or the horizontal modules. We are not targeting a single mega size digital twin. It is a federated, interconnected sectoral digital twin with a national core. So there will be some national core fabric which will be playing role of the offering resources which are shareable and reusable, which will be offering facilities to orchestrate communication between different digital twins, how they will be interacting, and how they will be extracting intelligence for the planning purposes. And when we say interconnected, even the operational digital twins can be interconnected to this. And there will be an abstraction of the knowledge, and it will be digital twins will be talking each other using those knowledge graphs and the abstracted layers. And we should understand the difference between a interoperability of a operational digital twin and a interconnectivity between a planning digital twin and an operational digital twin. Here we work on the probabilistic manner, and the accuracy is not 100%. So we can work with the semi-perfect systems because planning allows to do that. And when we keep that in mind, there are many algorithms and many methodologies which are not fit for the operational digital twins, but may be suitable for the planning digital twins. So when we are developing an architecture and we are picking some of the solutions, we should consider that it is not something which is perfect. Even the semi-perfect things will be working well from the planning perspective. And three things which are core of the architecture, that it is privacy by design. And privacy by design is enabling the comprehensiveness of the data which we will be able to access, the intelligence we will be able to extract. And we have to try our best that no raw data, even if it is anonymized, is planned to be collected. So it is the intelligence at the edge, and federating that intelligence with the fusion systems to make a national level or a city level or an area level in planning intelligence. And digital by design, it is a data-driven systems, and design thinking with the engagement of the user is part of the Sangam twin. And it is not in theories, it is to be put into the practice, and Sangam initiative helps in that. And next is, it is collaborative by design. So it is not a sequential process that one designs and offers that detailed project report to another. People can work together. They can co-plan, they can co-design, and they can also co-build. That is possible. And when we are doing scenario thinking, gamification will be very helpful. And we can also consider the various tokens and the innovation bounties, that how this gamification can play a role when we are coming up with the solutions. So Sangam Digital Twin Initiative, why it is Sangam? Because we have to come together, stay together, and work together. So these are not the silos. Companies should not work in silos. They have to work in a unified manner. They have to unite, get united, collaborate, and innovate, and come up with an ecosystem which leverages the unified data and collective intelligence at our disposal. So with that, I will end. And if you have any questions, I will try to answer, and then we will have a session from the cloud service providers for the infrastructure part. Any questions? You can raise hand. Yeah, please.
This is Prasad from Hexagon. So as part of this,
You are from?
from Hexagon.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, anyway, I'm not.
Yeah, I am.
So, like we are ready to work together. Similarly, as part of the use cases, if we need data or collaboration from different government departments or local bodies, will you facilitate or we need to look how to facilitate?
So, a lot of initiatives have been taken in the past to make data available. But why they have fallen short? We should keep that in mind. Why open data initiative is there, data exchanges are there. So, a lot of initiatives are there. So, if those initiatives are there, we can leverage that as far as this initiative is concerned. So, any platform where this data is collected, we can leverage for our purpose. But whether we should examine that whether that is an adequate data, what is a relevant data, and it has a good quality. So you will find that people are making efforts just to comply with the requirements and regulations. They are not excited to share the data. They are not working hard to enrich it. Why that is not happening? Because suitable or appropriate architecture is absent. And when you connect the systems and incentivize everybody, if states are incentivized that their operations will be improvised immediately because you are offering to them. So they are struggling with something. They are also trying to solve the problem, and you are working to solve their problem. Definitely, they are incentivized in that terms. So we have to work in a manner that they willingly participate in this ecosystem. That is most important. So we can talk to any organization or entity from where data is available, and what we aim and what we plan in the beginning phase is that we should not ask for the data. We should ask for the schema of the data. We should generate some synthetic data for the experimentation purpose so that we can illustrate the value of this initiative. And if once value is illustrated to them, then it is only a matter of realization of that value. And that will put pressure on everybody that if value exists, why it cannot be realized? It makes sense for everyone. Then why it cannot be realized? So we should have experts who can share the information about the schema of the data. We should also prepare some synthetic data. We should acknowledge their concerns when we are asking to share their data, and we should demonstrate that what is the value if this data is made available. What is the value? Then they will be onboarded. So beginning phase, we should create a value. We should demonstrate that value. Then automatically it will happen. But if you will list down the potential data providers from any local government or state government or central ministries, we will talk to them. We will try our best that data is available for the experimental purpose. But we should acknowledge their concerns. And we should work for that. Yes, please.
My name is Kirti. I represent a startup called ELA.
Yeah, pardon.
My name is Kirti. I represent a startup called ELA.
Okay.
Just wondering, in the horizontal use cases that we have seen, the vertical use cases, is there any interest in homeland or inland security also, or has it been kept apart separately for a next phase?
So our interest is in those areas where cross-sectoral data is required, and that is related to the infrastructure planning and designing mainly. So it can be extended for other areas, But right now, our aim is to revolutionize planning and designing of the infrastructure.
Some mathematical model, for example, transportation, with some assumptions that may not be relevant to that Indian circumstances, right? So it is necessary to start with some real data. Maybe the data augmentation can be done, but demonstrating that the things using that synthetic data may not be the good idea, I feel. I mean, to start with, at least we need to have the real data that is relevant to our our environment. I mean, maybe the data augmentation can be done. We need not have a huge data. Maybe that initial set of data are required, and then data augmentation can be used to do demonstration. Further, it can be applied to the real data. That is what my opinion, rather than using that synthetic data as such.
You are right. When we have to make decisions that real data is available. But you will find the real challenge is that whenever you will talk to anybody, they will not share the data. They will be hesitant or resistant to share the data. What is the way out? So what you are saying is correct, that synthetic data is not as good and as close to the real data, because there may be a variations in the characteristics. But to begin with, and to see partial value, even the partial value is demonstrated, it is useful. So it is an iterative process. It is not a one-time process. If people are ready to share the data, real data, that's great. Nothing like that as far as experimentation is concerned. We will try that is available. But if people will be hesitant and they will be holding strong positions that they will not share the data because it will affect the privacy, or it will affect any, or it can harm anybody, then you have to come up with some other solutions for the interim solutions, demonstrate the values. If that possibility is visible to the person who is holding the data, then they will understand, and then we can offer the sandbox environment and the measures what we will be taking, that this experimental data will not be, due care will be taken when we are dealing with this experimental data. That can be done. So we have to come up with the approach, and that approach may not be a same for all. So we have to deal every department and organization in a different manner, depending upon the sensitivity of the data and depending upon their positions, what they are taking at the time of sharing of the data. So I fully agree with your proposal, but there are some challenges and difficulties when we are dealing with a particular department and organization. So that is also important when we were talking to the private entities, like a cab services or a connected cars for the transportation. It is a privacy sensitive data. But until and unless you demonstrate to them that we will be handling this data in this manner, that it will not be revealed to anybody, until we win that trust and confidence, they will not come forward. So we have to demonstrate our capabilities at some level, and slowly, level of engagement will improve. Any other questions? Okay, there are no questions. Thank you very much. And now I will ask Kumud will take care.
Thank you so much, sir. So now moving forward, we will have a few presentations from the platform service providers, that is the cloud service providers. So I request Mr. Rajiv Verma from Google Cloud to please come forward for the presentation.
Hello everyone, my name is Rajiv Verma and I am part of Google Cloud. So I will present here quick thing, how we think that Google can help digital twin to build the architecture and foundational model that will help to achieve the objective. So from Google perspective, we are present in India. We have 2 data centers in India. One is Delhi and second is in Mumbai. And we are meeting all the MIT's compliance from the S2KC perspective. And apart from cloud, we have multiple offices in India, 25,000 plus employees sitting here from the cloud R&D perspective and development divisions. We have presence in all the cloud, whether it's a public cloud, hybrid cloud, multi-cloud, or edge cloud. We provide a large scale of services out of India regions, and all of these services are MIT impaneled and governing the local data residencies as well. This slide is very important from the Google perspective. If we look at these all icons, like most of us use these all services on day-to-day basis. Why I would like to present this slide here, because digital twin require a lot of data scalability, reliability, and maturities of the services. These all services which you see here, billions of people are using these services on day-to-day basis, and these services are running from the Google Cloud itself. So we can think that how mature, the scalable, and reliable is the Google, which can manage the billions of users' transactions on day-to-day basis. And we are trying to extend the same platform for digital twin as well. These are the data centers that we have across the globe, connecting through the dark fiber. Google has its own dark fiber connecting everywhere across the world. And especially in India, we are ISP as well, which are connecting Google Cloud, plus extending that service to customers too. This slide is very important from digital twin perspectives. As Sir mentioned that it's more of data-driven approach, how the Google can provide that level of data integrations that drives the analytics and provide that comprehensive analysis out of that. Google is in the sweet spot for this kind of opportunity because we have over 2 decades of experience wherein we are master in the data analytics, where we organize the world information and provide the relevant insight of that information. And we have that level of maturity, services, and tools available. Second, the designing of the infrastructure phases that may require not just the data, but it requires real-time the map, earth engines, or some sort of the cloud offering that is nearest to the location where we need to do the planning as well. So we have those services available that will provide as a comprehensive view of planning and integrations. Then very important thing that Sir mentioned, that there are multiple organizations such as telco or cabs where we need to understand the data patterns and how we can use that data for the future planning perspective. And it requires a lot of data privacy because they may not be able to share, or they may not be able to comfort, they are not in a comfort position to share the data because that can be misused. Google offer multiple tools of data privacies which can be leveraged there. We can have federated kind of data reading, or maybe the data masking, where we are not crawling the real-time data, but using the data in such a way that give them a comfort to share that information with us and build that confidence so they can join hand together to build the digital twin as well. Plus, we have multiple region in India where people speak their own languages. We have NLP-based multilingual translation that can be used to deliver that information at regional levels to understand at their own languages. So Google Cloud is playing a very, very critical role, while the digital twin is a platform that we are thinking to build in a country where we have billions of people and a huge geographical region as well. This is very high-level architecture that we think that if digital twin is successful, then how we can deliver this information at regional level, because we cannot organize everything together at a single place that deliver that information at that level of speed. So Google has an offering called Google Distributed Cloud that we can place at a location where we need a real-time inferencing of the data and deliver that information at their location rather than consolidating everything at a single location and then have that level of inferencing. For that, we are going to have multiple edge locations. We will have the machine learning enabled devices sitting over there that will have tight integration with telcos or other data platform whosoever can provide us the data and have inferencing at that place to deliver the high efficiencies. Very high level, these are the Google Cloud services, how we are going to capture the data at the real time, process this data from the transformation perspective, where to store the data, where we can build the big data lakes to store petabyte scale of data. And from the analysis perspective, we will have multiple BI tools available to have that comprehensive insight of the data. So this is very, very high level thing that we are proposing for Google, from the Google perspective to digital twin to build this platform as a successful platform. Thank you very much. Any question I can?
You talked about the data capture. Can we transmit GB of data when we are capturing on the field? And what about the speed? As you know that in India, it will fluctuate a lot.
Yeah, so as I mentioned that we are going to propose this edge location. For an example, you have a specific city. We are not crawling this entire data to the cloud wherever with the region, but the data will be crawled up to that particular location using 5G kind of connectivities that this box is supporting. Any other question? Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Rajiv. Next, I would like to call Mr. Sumit Pamecha from AWS.
Hi everyone, I'm Sumit Pamecha from AWS. I lead power utilities and telecom vertical. Along with me, my colleague Madhur.
Hi, I'm Madhur Bhardwaj and I lead the business development for telecom for AWS.
Yeah, so before we start, we have not planned a formal presentation as such. So just before this, we talk about this slide, just want to talk about a little bit about the AWS. AWS is, I think many of you are already knowing that it's one of the most matured cloud service provider across the globe. We operate in 200 plus countries, and we have in our different, infrastructure excellence. In India, we operate 2 regions, Mumbai and Hyderabad. Each of the region have 3 availability zones. So close to 6 availability zones across 2 different seismic zones. We operate and we are running a lot of national platforms, including Covent to Arogya Setu to NHA, ABDM platform, including Department of Telecoms national platform called Sanchar Sathi. So a lot of government as well as non-government workload, including large enterprise class workload like SAP, SAP RISE project, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, just to add, we operate 33 regions globally and more than 105 availability zones. This is world's most comprehensive and widely adopted cloud. And further, in terms of our services offering, again, it's most comprehensive with more than 200 services on offer and features list, which gets updated every year with new releases and new features, including all the new technologies that you can think of, including artificial intelligence, machine learning, Internet of Things, and offering platforms as a service. Some of the platforms that Sumit mentioned with respect to DOT, we are working very closely there. And apart from that, this is the cloud that is trusted equally by ISV organizations, startups who want to scale very fast, enterprises who have critical applications to move to cloud, and also government and high sensitive agencies with their workloads. And this is for the reason that this is again one of the most secured infrastructure on cloud platform with around, if I'm not wrong, 134 security certifications and compliances across the globe to meet all the standard requirements of these high sensitive organizations.
Yeah, that's correct. This slide, just briefly talking about it's not just as an, foundational cloud platform, but a lot of platform as a service capability, including, our flagship artificial intelligence platform called SageMaker, our recent offering around GenAI, around our, offering for developers to develop the chatbots and a lot of other, machine learning tools, which is available, as part of our platform as a service capabilities. We also provide a lot of, artificial intelligence model, which is developed by AWS, as well as there are third party or the other providers who build their models, which is also available at AWS.
Yeah, and AWS works very closely with Industry 4.0 organizations as well. And some of the bespoke use cases, including for these vertical industries, including healthcare, education, manufacturing, automation, for automobiles, etc., we have created the use cases which leverages the machine learning models of not only AWS, but we have also federated some of the large language models which are available off the shelf out of AWS, so that builders can build using these large language models across the creators in a very federated manner. So that way, we provide a very comprehensive way of including those large language models into your offerings, including your not only for India-specific models, including some of the regional languages also in some of the use cases we have seen. So in terms of diversity of the offering, we would say that for machine learning, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, data collection layer, databases, compute, storage as a service, we have the most strong offering globally as well as in India.
Including the GPU machines and, the high-end processing machines. Interestingly, we also have one service called IoT Twin Maker, which is specifically for digital twin, which is a foundation and where a lot of startup and ISVs and enterprise can build their own digital twin as in vertical wrap and vertical offering around that. So the whole idea of that foundation set of services is that the newcomers or the new ideas can easily or very fast and agile manner can scale it out, leveraging a lot of foundation capability. Everything need not to be created from a scratch where, the large set of the foundation capabilities are already available.
Yeah, and just to add, more than millions of active customers across globe and with more than 130K ISV partners, we bring some of the most advanced solutions into the foray, which can be very easily integrated and built upon. Anything else,
Yeah,
Sumit?
that's it. Happy to answer any question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you say you federated LLMs, is that the same as running a RAG architecture, or are you actually deploying those models at the edge as well?
So we, in terms of say working across LLMs, our platform offers integration with some of the latest LLMs, including Llama 2, Llama 3 from Meta, from Anthropic, from A21 Labs, and even the ones created by AWS as well. So
Titan.
for Titan, for example, Titan. And not only LLMs, we also provide a platform which can be used to build upon those large language models.
So I've used Bedrock in the past. My question basically, so when you said you federated those LLMs, so is it the same as building a RAG architecture around them, or would those models, because currently those models are available via APIs,
Yeah.
would I have to still move those APIs because the models are remotely distributed, or would those models also be available to me at my edge as well?
Yes, those models will be available to you on the edge as well.
Sumit, a question.
That we already running a separate program. So, any startup who can engage with us and, we have a startup program. So we are happy to support on that as well. If any startup is keen, they can reach out to us and, Yes, sir.
सुमित संगम पार्टिसिपेंट्स के लिए कोई स्पेशल ऑफर होना चाहिए ना. तो आप वो ऑफर बताओ जो संगम पार्टिसिपेंट्स और संगम इनिशिएटिव को सक्सेस बनाने के लिए आपका क्या कंट्रीब्यूशन रहेगा?
No, no. So from anyone would like to build or or demonstrate a particular. There are two ways where we can support. Is one is that if anyone would like to develop their own application on AWS, we have a program, and I can be point of contact where we can navigate that and help them to support in their startup and developing that. Second is about POC, that if anybody have already and specifically for or DOT related use cases they want to demonstrate for a POC, we are working on carving out some programs where we will be helping them out in a POC framework on that. So both of this will be there. So.
What about data security and privacy? You mentioned that globally you have some quite a few things sorted, especially in context of India and maybe in context of Sangam. What kind of I would say features or applications you have that provide this kind of a security?
Absolutely, and very relevant question. Every day in, day out, when we are dealing with public sector and especially government customers, security is the paramount. And AWS has, put that also as a paramount. So both from the physical to the logical security, we have from physical security, we are, data centers are, best state of the art with almost 143 controls, as Madhur said. We have a certifications to the security controls, including from the IOCs to PCI DSS to, a lot of those controls and a lot of those certification, which is best in the industry, is available with us. Apart from this, how do we secure inside the cloud? So we have a lot of product and services in and around which we have developed to secure that entire logical layer, and we provide the tools, product and services also along with our recommendations to build that entire inside logical security layer. For example, the entire our VPC architecture. So you said that how we are doing it for the DOT Sanchar Sathi. So we've built a very comprehensive security framework out here, where the entire security and the governance framework as a separate VPC, and then different workloads are into different private VPC. So entire that private virtual cloud has been created for Sanchar Sathi. Yeah, any other question?
Yeah, there's
Yes,
one,
please.
AWS platforms, and yes, as you said, like AWS IoT TwinMaker, we have experimented with that. We have also experimented with Bentley iTwin, Autodesk Tandem and all. So see, we are into virtual world creation, kind of a BIM segment, building information modeling. My question was, all these platforms are more into the visualization part, but if I talk in terms of DOT, what they are expecting about this Sangam initiative, there's more to it. So like we have been in as a beta users for Tandem, but it's more like the visualization aspect. There's nothing like all the hard work that we have to do from our end. So is there any program, like any initiative that you're thinking of, like that can help, means within the platform we can build some sort of a models, sort of train data and all. We have to drive things from outside using a lot of API calls.
I'm not sure if I got your question wrong, if got your question right, but if your question is around, can this be model to ingest data and on top of it build a layer which can not only be visually depicting a digital twin, but also can there be closed loop actions as well?
Definitely.
Right? Okay.
That's what.
So I think these kind of functionalities can be added, and there are examples. I won't be able to refer those examples publicly because some of these customers do not allow us to refer those as a public reference. But yes, this is very much possible, and this has been implemented in many of these digital twins, where a closed loop operation can be executed remotely very easily. And for multiple use cases, this has been implemented as well.
All right, thank you so much. And as said, we are part of beta program for Autodesk Tandem, as you said. And is there any sort of a program from AWS as well, like you're mentioning? Is that currently running, or it is?
Yeah, startup program is running. So anybody who would like to develop a new use case, new application, the startup program is there. I think we can, sync up, during break time, and I can help you to explain that program.
Definitely, sir.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much for your time and attention. You have something you want to ask? Sorry, I think you raised your hand. Thank you very much once again. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have got Mr. Ritesh Dhote from Scientist E from CDAC, who will be explaining and throwing light on the platforms and capabilities which CDAC offers.
Hello, good morning all. So sadly I am not prepared with presentation and all, but at a shortest span I'll try to explain what we have and where we can collaborate. So as you, most of you might be aware, CDAC has started its journey with the need of India, where we were looking for the indigenous supercomputer built from scratch at India. So starting to the requirement, delivering the solution to that need, we grown from supercomputing to language processing, as like many multifold solutions, services, and projects which have been implemented all across India. So currently we have 12 centers all across, so the region-wise reach is all there. Secondly, we are driving the nationwide important mission like quantum computing, India AI, India processor, that is Vega, that we are trying on. Aligned to this only, that if you can say that whatever to do or whatever wish list that we want, cyber physical system or digital twin system to be specific need, it's all there available with CDAC. So at all dimension, we are ready to collaborate with each of you. Under CDAC, the digital twin program is initiated under National Supercomputing Mission, under which there are a number of supercomputing compute power has been installed all across India in multiple IITs, research institute, medical institute, and as a part in that National Supercomputing Mission itself, each deployment is ready to spare some compute power to open community. So leveraging that also, we can think about collaboration. The use cases that we started, as sir rightly pointed, like let's evaluate something as a POC and then expand it. So we recently started with computing missions with the backbone of supercomputing mission and close collaboration with NVIDIA. We have started two use cases, one which is aligned to smart city, and second is with National Chemical Laboratory, which is about their chemical plant, the patented technology that they will be upscaling right now. So just to reiterate on the things that many pointers that we raise out here, which are very relevant, like it may be from privacy, it may be for data exchange, data sharing, it may be compute power and all. So CDAC, as we have presence all across India, and as we are backed by government entity, so data, comparatively data reach for us, it would be easier as compared to any private entity. Secondly, compute power, if any one of you just looking for the collaboration to get hands on that, we are there. And other than that, whichever dimension comes to your mind, we are open to discuss. Thankfully, our senior director, Aditya sir, has agreed to join us today, and he's there. So at a final nail on coffin can be put in today itself. So my team is there, guys, if you can raise a hand. So they'll be there in all the like parallel track that we have today. So we are eagerly open to discuss and put up some concrete solution, not specific to any use case that we may end up in right now, because as one guy you only I guess pointed out that there are some things which our twin can offer relevant to security and defense and things like that. Okay, so reiterating the same thing, that all dimension we are open to share our expertise, and we are eager to learn from you all guys as well to make things impactful. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we had three platform players whom we invited to on stage, but apart from them, we also have Microsoft as a participant. So we are really happy to say that all these players will be offering us platforms, and this is one topic which needs to be discussed in the group discussions. What exactly, for the building of your particular use case, what exactly do you need as a platform, and what are the exact requirements that need to be framed, so that we can discuss with these platform providers and see how we can collaboratively build that solution. So with this, we can move forward with the high networking tea we have, and after that, you can all proceed to your particular halls for the group discussions. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here.
हाँ यहाँ एक मिनट में पूछ लेता हूँ एक बार.